What's up, guys? This is D&D podcast, and today we're gonna talk when and when to not tip. How we doing, Dave? How you doing today, my
Good
brother?
man. I'm chilling.
Awesome.
Um, Getting right into it. I mean, we both worked in hospitality now for what, 10 years,
I will say so
right around
easily.
there for me.
Yeah.
If I go out to dinner, enjoy a meal, and I have a server, even if it's pretty bad, I'm gonna leave 20ish%. That's me personally. I work in it, so I still leave the 20%. Call me a pushover. I mean, it's got to be really, really bad for me to not leave 20%.
Correct.
Like you forgot to bring the food out or something.
Correct.
And now I'm just leaving.
You're
So
still here, or you clock out.
in that case, I'm not even paying. I'll just be
Correct.
like, I'm done here. The food's not coming.
I will say, yeah, no, if like, because the same reason we do the same job, we the type of person that love to do everything perfect. We type of person that whatever we do, even if tying a shoe, we like to tie our shoe perfectly, especially our job. So, uh, taking account the way that I do my job, I will say that if it's terrible, I will still give him like 10% if it is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
If it is good, for sure 20%, not never less, and then 22, 25,
Right.
depending how good it was. But throwing out there's now a new trend that a lot of companies doing of trying to make you round it up to save like a popping on the corner. And that is something that actually bothers me because it gets to a point that it's unnecessarily to tip, especially imagine if you're doing like self checkout and you know even nobody even taking care
Yeah.
of you,
Yeah. Who are you tipping?
and in reality, if you like, Google it, you will find out like 80 to 90% of that money that they get from those rounded up deals, they don't have to tell or declare what they're doing with the money. So
Right.
actually, they could even use using like 20% to give it to the actually like raise fund
Right.
cost and keeping the other 80% to the pocket.
Sure.
Super unreliable.
Right.
That is one of the cases that I never tip. What about when you go, for example, like in a store and this girl give you like a tea that took her like, or just give you like a product like let's say like a gummy Doritos, anything, and then she just grab the product, scan it, and the computer tell you to tip her.
Yeah.
For you, is necessarily on that point to tip her or no?
It depends on if I built a relationship with that person. Like if it's somewhere that I go constantly and I've gotten to know the person, and I buy, a $5. I open a fridge, grab a drink, and put it up, and they have the tip button, and it's $5, and it offers to tip $1. If I go in there all the time, I might give the girl $1 or
Right.
the guy $1, whatever it may be. But if I'm just walking
And
into
if you like it.
if I like her, if I like the person, if they're not rude, I mean, you walk into some of these places, you're like, all right, let me get a boba tea. I don't really drink that, but let's just say. And the girl's like on her phone, has an attitude. What do you want? I'll take a boba tea. What size? Large. She pours a drink. She expects that 22% on
Yeah.
that's her livelihood there, but it's like, yo, you're not putting any effort into this.
Correct.
Maybe suggest me a good flavor. Smile.
Correct.
You're getting that. I'll click that button for a couple bucks.
Correct.
You just got to make me do it.
Correct. You gotta show that you care.
Yeah.
In everything that you do in life, you gotta show that you care because people times value, and you gotta respect everybody times. I'm taking even the time as a customer to come to your store and buy from you.
Sure.
And as a customer, you gotta value that this person is doing a job as well.
Right.
But I agree with you. When it comes to those cases, use like they use like a register person. I will not say that's necessarily to tip. They making a lot of good by hour.
Right.
Something decent by the hour.
Sure.
And if you like a regular person on that store, yeah, for sure, $1, $2, no bad.
Right. I think the workforce has taken such a decline. So what it used to be, like you used to walk into store, like you said, for a tea, or even to just go into a bar and get a beer. I mean, before it was like, hello, welcome, like how you doing, honey? Let me get, hospitality, make me feel warm. You
Correct.
drinking beer today? I brought a water right over. What do you like? Now
Correct.
it's like, what do you want to drink?
Yep.
So it's like, why do we have to feel obligated to leave a tip? You got to make people strike a chord with them, make them
Correct.
want to give you some money, open them up a little bit, spend some time with them.
Correct. And you say the key word obligation. You know, nobody should feel obligated to do something. At the same time, as a customer, you should like feel like, you know, kind of responsibility of, you know, getting a service of that person
Right.
and taking off their time to do a job for you,
For
you
sure.
know, to bring like great experience to them.
Yeah.
So to throw out there, I believe the same. A lot of people don't have good work ethic, but for everybody that has good work ethic, they deserve a nice tip. You know,
Yeah.
especially when you go to a restaurant. You know, a lot of people don't understand how the restaurant business work, but you know, as a serving for many years, you know that we only make a little percentage, and that percentage we have to distribute it among the other team. You know, so we can make sure that everybody's making money. So at the end of the night, when a server doesn't receive a tip, we actually paying to take care of you. So it gets to a point that we not only know wasting our time, but we actually paying for wasting our time.
Out of the money that we would have made otherwise. So if we're at $200 for the night, because we have to tip out the back waiters and the server assistants and the people running the food and the bartenders making the drinks, if you leave us zero, we still have to tip out based on the sales. So if you spend $1,000 and you don't tip, you don't leave the 20%, we're out like $50 out of our own money that we were trying to make from another table. I mean, it's devastating.
Correct, correct. And at that point, it gets in a situation that is unrespectful to the
Yes.
person, because everybody's time values. Every single human being time is important. It values. It doesn't come back. Our time is just running. For the same reason, our time value is just making our time waste in the worst way possible. But I'll say this podcast is dedicated to be fair in all situations. So even though that we do this kind of job, we still believe that there is a lot of situations, how we just explained, that people are obligated to tip.
Right, right.
You
For
know,
example, takeout.
correct,
If I'm ordering takeout, I'm skipping the service
correct,
part of it. Yes, the most likely the owner of the small restaurant put the food in a bag. I'm not leaving 20% for you putting your food in a bag. I'm already paying you
correct,
for the food. You're making profit off of it. I'm doing takeout because I don't want to tip. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to take my food home and eat it on my couch.
correct.
And if it's a super nice person, even then, because I work in hospitality, I still might give $5 or $10
Correct.
here and there.
Don't understand me wrong. If I, you know, God bless, and I know they will be like that, I'm multimillionaire. You know, that changed a little
Right.
bit the whole game of the
Yes.
situation. You know, but even though I still believe never give money to those rounded up things.
Well, that's not a tip necessarily. That's just the company asking you, like, oh, you spent $1.87. Would you like to just round up and make it $2 for whatever the hell? Not
Correct.
necessarily a tip, but you're also I click no every time. I don't even
Correct.
know what you're asking for here. Most likely not going to any organization. It's just going straight to the corporate box.
And it make you feel like obligated to do it. You know,
Yeah.
yes or no.
Yeah, yes or no? No. I'm a no guy when it comes to that. Would you
of
like to
course.
sign up for a reward? No, no.
Do it.
Just pay and leave. That's all I want to do here.
Yeah, yeah. So again, always a pleasure to have you guys here in this podcast. Leave your comment. Tell us what you think about when to not tip, and any advice that you will give to other people.
Tip your server, guys. Thanks
Just
for
like
watching.
that. Thanks.